Good morning, stampin' friends and crafters. Welcome to Nemi's Crafty Cafe. It is Nemi Batstone, and I'm coming to you from my studio in Cooks Creek, Manitoba, 20 minutes northeast of Winnipeg. It is Friday today. Time is sure moving fast, I tell ya. It is crazy. I can't believe that we have one more week and February's already over. That is insane. Okay, so let's just make sure I'm good to go. In the meantime, while I check everything, I just want to remind you all that it is the last day for free shipping, right? Is today the 20th? So I think it is. So don't forget to place your order. So if you place your order, you'll also get a free gift from me. I'm sending out 24 sheets of designer series paper, 6x6, because it's cheaper for me to mail it that way. And you'll receive that after free shipping deal is already over, as a thank you for ordering with me. So hopefully that pans out. So I think we're good. Everything's working, and today is Fun Friday. So don't forget to like, share, and comment. If you are on my YouTube page catching the replay, then you need to type in the word replay, or else I cannot put you in the draw to receive this week's cards. So let's just do a quick recap. So this week we did a welcome baby card for Monday. And then Tuesday I started introducing you to a sneak peek of the homemade sweetness collection. And as you can see too, at the top there's a link for my mega stamp camp that I'm doing with Rachel and Dee. So if you stay online, then you can get a sneak peek of the projects I've created for the, well, I'll show you the 4 that is part of the 12 take and makes, and then I won't show you my bonus, and I won't show you the mystery stamping. And then this was Tuesday. Tuesday? Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday. And then for today, I have an easy fun fold that is your classic fun fold that I think is quite easy to do. Okay, so the Mega Stamp Camp is $89 and includes everything that you've seen all week, and half a pack of designer series paper. So don't forget that, and we shall get started with our last and final card featuring the Homemade Sweetness, which is an online exclusive available March 3rd. So our last card is this one. So throughout the week, since I've been creating and sharing it with you, I've collected a lot of scraps. So I challenged myself yesterday to figure out how to use those scraps into a card. And then I turned it into a fun fold. So it lies flat, but then you bend it and fold it, and then it pops up like so. And then I tried to stick to making sure I use whatever was in the kit and whatever sentiments I may not have used yet. So that's why I've got homemade for you and thank you. Because I think I realized too that I used the same die over and over again. So 1, 2, so I've used 1, 3, 2 of the 4 sentiment labels. So I should have used more. Okay, so anyway, did I use it on the other one? No, I used it on my class. So I made sure that in the Mega Stamp Camp I used as much as I could. So you'll see that. Okay, so I did this one in Flirty Flamingo, but I wanted to see what it would look like in Crushed Curry, because I used the Crushed Curry here, and I wasn't sure if I pulled those colors out enough. And there's quite a different shades of different colors in this DSP, because that is this one here, and you can fussy cut all the different jars with it. So let's get going. So I have a sheet here of 4 1/4 by 11, and that's just going portrait, I guess. And then we're gonna flip it. Good morning, Shell. Good morning, Kathy. Thank you for joining me today. Happy Friday. And now we're just gonna score it at 5 1/2. So then that gives us our front and our back, right? And then you're going to I'll just put it, I'll score it right now. You don't have to, but it does show up better. Your score line will show up better if you actually press on it and burnish it so you can see it already. And then we just need to do a score line that runs right across here. So then that way this card can flip up. Okay, so make sure you do your cross the right way. Because if you go this way, then it's, well, I guess it'll be upside down. So you want your fold on the left side and then your diagonal going this way, which then means we're going to put it into our paper trimmer this way. And you're going to use the score tool. So you're just going corner to corner. So you just want to make sure your tip and the folded end there is in the track. Okay. So as best as you can, just eyeball it. So I'm going to just eyeball this, make sure I'm good. And I can see in the track I am not. And I'm just going to use that as my guide. And I think I'm okay. Okay. So there's my angle. So now we're just going to take that angle and we're going to fold it up. Now it's not a perfect angle. Don't panic and go, it's not lined up with the center. That's okay. That is normal. So now our card, as you can see, will sit like so. Right? But then it'll mail flat. Make sense? Awesome. Okay. So we have a bit of stamping to do, really minor. So we have our front strip here. Oh, I forgot to cut another piece. Oh, I thought I did, but I didn't, I guess. Maybe I did. It's sitting here somewhere. Okay. So this is our base for our front. And then I took 5 of the strips that I had lying around. So this is 4 by 5 1/4, right? So jealous. Yes, retirement means Friday is every day. That's too funny. You make me laugh. Okay, so each one of these strips, I tried doing 1 inch, but that didn't work because then I don't have enough gap between each one. Because then it only gives me 1/4 inch, and that's not enough to put between 4 pieces. Or, yeah, 4 gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the 2 ends. So I cut these down to 7/8 of an inch. So these are 7/8 by 3 3/4 because this is 4 inches tall. So you got to go 3/4. It's 5 1/4 wide. So you got to go 7/8. Okay. And then I took my golden, my everyday arches, which I've shared with you many times, and cut 2 that are roughly the same size. So again, I had a small piece of designer series paper. That's this one. It's kind of like school grid paper or school line paper, you know, when we used to actually write in class. And then that goes there. So this is crushed curry. And again, I just wanted to pull in the crushed curry and see what that looks like. So you have to let me know in the end which one looks better. And I didn't want to waste your time, so I did color another strawberry and another blueberry. And I was getting tired of coloring strawberries. But this one I colored slightly different. I used petal pink as a base. Then I used dark real red along the edges. And then I used light strawberry slush to color the rest in. And then on the petals or the leaves at the top here, the strawberry, I used soft sea foam. And then dark old olive. And then light old olive to blend it. So that's how you get a different look. And then I just did 3 flowers to fill in the gaps in here. Because you get 2, but wait till I show you one of the cards that you have to create for. I want to live in Kathy's world. So do I. I need to win lottery so I can, live in Kathy's world. So if the house was paid off and all debt was paid off, and I only had utilities, life would be grand. I think anyway. Could you survive? Could you survive if you were debt-free? That is the question, right? Where would income come in from? Okay, so one of the cards I created for crop, I'm going to give you a sneak peek. Not crop, for the virtual mega stamp cap. So if you don't like to be surprised, just turn away right now. But if you want to, Let me know if you think it's pretty cool and give me a thumbs up or a heart. But anyway, this was my original, and it's got window sheet on it. And then we figured it might be too advanced, so then I went with this one. So look at all those flowers you have to die cut. But it's worth it. So, you know, workshops are different than Facebook Lives because I try and show you as much technique and really maximize your kit. In fact, you're already getting 4 projects. So by the end, you're done with 19 projects. That's pretty impressive. So now I need one more sheet because I forgot to cut one for the inside. And I'm using white willow, by the way, which is a 12 by 12. It is not a 8.5 by 11. So I just find white willow is a lot lighter and brighter. And plus, it's what I had on hand right in front of me. So I've already packed up all of my, well, I haven't completely, but I went through all my cardstock, made sure it was good to go. So it's all in my travel bin, ready to go, rather than right beside me. So I've just been, I'm like, oh, I have a pack of white willow, so I'm just going to use that. So, okay, so we needed another sheet for the inside of the card. So let's just get our stamping out of the way then. So we have, and then we can do assemble. So we have this little strip, and I feel like we didn't use thank you. So I use that for the inside. So I made this card with the thought of, I wish it was 8.5 by 11 as it is so much wider. Yeah, you know, I thought that too, but you get a lot of scrap. So you get a 1-inch scrap on the 11-inch. And then on the 8.5, you're cutting down to 4 inches anyway. You rarely ever use, like this is 4 by 5.5. So really I'm getting 6 and then 1 strip of 1 inch, which has been great because I've been able to get away with die cutting, using it for stamping. So you really can maximize and get quite a bit out of based on what you're actually doing with it. So reconsider it because you actually get quite a bit out of it. And it is, I agree, it is brighter. And I do like the fact that it stamps really well too. Okay, or holds, it brightens up the stamps. So there's my thank you. Nothing fancy there. It's a non-fancy day, non-fancy Friday. Okay, and then I already stamped my other stuff and colored it all in so I didn't have to waste your time watching it. So then now I'm gonna grab Homemade for You and stamp that. So I'm gonna ink this up. Now what I try to do, which is probably gonna be hard, as you can see here, I tried to get it on the lines as much as possible. So let me see what happens when we get here. Oh yes, I don't think I would ever use white willow for a card base. I would definitely go with, well, my go-to is always thick, basic white, and then or just plain basic white. But I prefer thick because I put so much layering on the front that the back side then doesn't have the strength to hold it. So, hey, that's not too bad. I like how it's a little kiddish. So it looks a little crooked, but meh, it works. Okay, so now we have that. Oh yes, and then I wanted to stamp a little bit here in the corner. So I've got my strawberry. And then I'm going to grab strawberry slush and blueberry bushel. Okay. Now I'm just stamping in the corner to just give it something underneath this, just so you know. So I'm going to get these open. So I'm just going to put, because my thank you will just cover it anyway, at whatever angle that is. So not 100% sure what that angle is just yet, but I'll put a strawberry here. Oh, I moved. Oops. Let's flip that and go this way. Okay, so I'll put a strawberry there I'm not going to color these. They don't need coloring. And then a blueberry beside it. And then however that thank you goes, it'll just cover it up. Gosh, I love that blueberry bushel. Look at that. Any shade of blue. It's my favorite. My fave. Okay. So, some assembly required. This is going to be a short one today. So this is going to go here on the inside because we've already stamped it. So we'll grab our glue. There's my boo-boo. Yep. Okay. And so this weekend I'm going to be spending time finishing up pillow gifts and putting all the prizes together, or the silent auction, or whatever you want to call it. So then that way it's good to go for retreat. Excited about the upcoming crop. Okay, so I'm going to pull these off. Oh, there it is. I'm like, I'm missing a flower, but there it is. I'll keep those together for now, and then we're going to do these. So what I like to do is, so as you see here, I really wanted to bring in the pink, but it was kind of hard because there's tons of blue, and then there's some yellows and orange in here. So I kind of use this as my transition piece from the pinks to the blues. So, and this one was, I haven't used that pattern yet, and it's the back side of this one. So I had this 2" by 4" piece, so all I had to do was trim that one down. So that's why I have this. I'm telling you, these are just scraps. From scraps to riches. Wasn't that a show? Can't remember. Anyway. Put that there. And then I'm going to do my left side. There's those beautiful ladybugs. So cute. Okay. And just got to make sure it's equal spacing. And hopefully lines up the same way. Just do a quick check. Because, you know, I'm not always straight. Oh, not bad for eyeballing. Okay, so then this one will just go right smack in the middle. And then what happens is you deceive everybody by making sure your spacing is equal as you go in and out. And then your middle will be your last. So I'm just doing a quick check here. So right about there. So now I'm going to do my middle. So then my middle, I mean, everybody's different. Some people like to go this way in, and some like to measure, but I just like to eyeball it. So I'm just going to go like that. Okay, so then I roughly know where I'm going. Okay, so I'm just using Seal Plus today. Shocker. Considering the fact that I usually like to use liquid glue for this. Oh, see, I'm off. Oh, please come up. But I just reached for it, and that's what I got. That's my logic today. It's Friday. No logic. Okay. Yeah, not too bad. So then now we just got to do, again, I had a 2" piece. So then just cut them down to 7/8. And stick that there. So I didn't really lose too much waste on it. I tried to use the spoons, but then it was like too much blue. And I like these hearts. So they can be for anything. Could even use it for wedding. There we go. So that's it. And then we're just going to take this one. And I didn't use dimensionals on this because we're going to just pop up the whole thing. So I just glued this on flat. So you can use dimensionals if you want and tuck in more flowers, but this is where I'm going to use dimensionals. So I'm just going to grab a few big ones here, and we're not tucking anything in. So I'm just going to randomly put some on here so that way it doesn't go too flat when I mail it to you. Okay. And then I just went to the edge as high or as low as you want. I think I went out to the third bottom to just, you know, keep it a little off balanced, but looking good. Okay, so then this one is gonna go right there, but you gotta make sure you don't go off the page too much because you have a little bit of room. So I'm gonna add some adhesive. Okay, it's Seal Plus, so it's gonna go a long way. There we go. And then I'm gonna add our blueberries. That's how Bishop used to say it. Blueberries, blueberries, please. Or did I Pop-Tart this one? Oh, I did. I Pop-Tart this one. Okay, sure. Oh, right, because I tucked in that flower. Okay, so then that means, I don't know if I need two. Let me just double check. Oh yeah, I'll need two. I mean, I don't know if I need two stacked. So let's see. Oh no, it fits. There, and then our flowers. Now this one was a little tricky. So I grabbed my fine tip glue for this one. I get so much waste when cutting. Oh yeah, I already answered that one. Yes, I would not use white willow for a card base unless it's 5x7. So again, you get quite a bit of waste. Uh-oh. I had this standing up, so I don't know if there's any glue ready in the tip. Usually I keep this stored this way, so then that way glue is always ready. And nothing's coming out. Give me a sec. It might be plugged. So I'm just going to grab a needle and poke it in there if I can. Also, it might need a refill. So these little jars, they actually went up in price. They used to be like 90 cents each, and now they're like $1.10. So I was like a little disappointed in that. I'm like, what? $1.10? What's going on? There we go. Okay, we're good now. And actually, it's kind of handy to have that there. My silicone mat, just in case. Okay, so we're going to tuck this one right into there, and then I'm gonna grab my blue one. Just need to keep the blue one, Misty Moonlight, this one's Misty Moonlight, away from the blueberries so that we don't have color clashing. So that's why this one's up here. And then we just have our last one. These are so tiny, I like using my take your pick tool because then I don't have to hold it. You could use tweezers too, but then my tweezers are in the way for adding glue on each petal. Don't need much, it'll hold. Because remember, this is amazing glue. Still drives me crazy when people go nuts all over the whole back. But to each his own. Each his own. That's it. Okay. And then I'll use liquid glue for this. Okay. So now we need to glue this on. Now, just remember, you're not gluing the whole thing. If you glue the whole thing, you can't bend it anymore. So we're only adding glue to this half that bends. So I'm just going to grab my liquid glue and go along the line here and then stay within an 1/8 of an inch on the edge. Okay, and then now all we got to do is center this. Now remember, glue only on 1/4. Or 1/2 of this card. Why does this card look crooked? Oh, it's just because of the way I had it. Okay, seriously, we're done. So you could line up your corners it should line up to your crease line on this end and this end. And then you just fold it over now. And then this will pop up. See? Okay, so now we're going to just cut this down because it's too long. It's just a 1/2 inch scrap. Who doesn't have 1/2 inch scrap, right? So I'm going to cut that. Thank you, thank you. I honestly did not know if I really liked this card last night. When I was done, I was like, I don't know. So thank you, Shell, for your guidance. So then we're going to put this here. So I'm going to pop this up because you need it popped up. So anytime you do a card that is, you know, needs to be held up, you got to use dimensionals or else the paper will slip sometimes. So I'm just going to hold this up a bit so I know where to put it, because it's not a perfect 90 or it's not a perfect 45. It's just at an angle. So that's where it's going to go. So that's the inside of the card. So you could add a sentiment if you choose, or just, you know, add your personal journaling. I'll leave that up to you to decide. So whoever wins this gets this card. And then the last but not least is we're just going to add some gems. So I had this little space up here. So you could use any color, but I got red and red, so I went with the blue. Or you could use the strawberries too if you want. That works too, but I just went with the blue. So then this kind of covers that corner there. Oh yeah, and then I went, I can't do blue on this corner because there's too much of it. So then I went with the pink. Again, you could add strawberries if you like, or whatever gems, embellishments you have at home. But I already did it for you. But just saying, if you're going to recreate this card, feel free to use whatever. And what's nice is you can use this design for tons of leftover pieces. Especially if you have nice patterned and you got all these 1-inch scraps. Great card. Okay, it's done. Seriously. So then now you just go like that. And it holds. So these are our two. So this is day 5. And one is yellow, one is pink. So let me know. Oops, that one slipped. Let me know which one you like better. Do you like the yellow, which is crushed curry, or the pink, which is flirty flamingo? I kind of like both. They both turned out pretty good, but I do kind of think the yellow pops a bit more versus this one. Oh yeah, I forgot. Then I took Wink of Stella and I sparkled up my strawberry. I forgot. And I always like to do my Wink of Stella last so then it has time to dry. There. If you want, you can even do the blueberry. But maybe here I'll do the tips of the blueberry instead. Which I did in cloud cover. I did cloud cover here. Did I do? Oh yeah, I used cloud cover instead of balmy blue on the blueberry on the top. And then I used Night of Navy for the middle. And then I just used blueberry bushel. And then I colored it with a little, on this one here, you can see it's a little lighter. I don't know if you can see that. Oh yeah, you can see. You can tell that this blueberry is lighter because I went in with the color lifter and took a little bit of color off. Yellow and crush. Oh, you guys are going for the yellow. Okay, that's good. Me too. I think that one looks prettier. Okay, so that's the end of my show for today. But if you want to see what you'll expect at the Mega Stamp Camp, because I'd really like, I'd love at least 8 people to register. And then a few of you, all 8, could, if you're local, can come here. But here's what you're going to be creating. Let me see. Okay, where are my cards? Don't look I would say hang up now if you don't want to see. So I'm showing you my projects that are part of the 12 take and makes. And then the other 8 is being supplied by both Dee Slater and Rachael Coon. And then we have 3 more projects for you, plus a mystery stamping, but I'm not going to share that one either. And then as well as prize patrol. So we have a door prize at the beginning, door prize at the end, and a door prize for the mystery challenge. Okay, you ready? So look away. So one of your cards I've already showed is this one. So I'm going to show you how I make both in case you want to. So if you want to be a little more adventurous, you can do the window cutting. This is my other one, which is a pop-up. So you get this nice pop-up card. You get this one with oatmeal in it. So I tried to make that as oatmeal. And then you get another fun fold. I'm going to tell you there's lots of fun folds in these. So those are my 4 cards that you will get in the Mega Stamp Camp. And then you get another 8 more. So for this week too, we have, obviously, so the link to register is up top. So feel free to register. Would love to have you. These are the 4 from this week. I think this one's my favorite. I still really like that one and this one. So there's our 5 from the week. So if you'd like to enter to win these, so you can create them and then just come back to the video for reference if you'd like. And you can easily enjoy those and recreate them at any point in time with the Homemade Sweetness when it gets released on March 3rd, or a current product that you already have in your stash. So comment, like, share, and hopefully I get to see you at my Mega Stamp Camp. Have a great weekend. I'll be back tomorrow with a scrapbook page, and then Sunday I'm off. Enjoy. And it's snowing here. So happy stampin'. Bye.